Hello, I'm Madeline, or just Maddie, and today I'm doing the Booktube Newbie Tag. I have published one whole video on this channel, so I am still very much a newbie, but I'm improving. I have a mic now, which is great because apparently it's jackhammer season, so sorry if they start that up again while I'm trying to record here. It's been a short minute since I published that first video, but so much has happened. I ordered a microphone and then it came and it was broken, so I ordered another microphone, and then when that microphone came, I was in the middle of moving to this new apartment, and then I got here and got settled in and unpacked, and then I got a sty, and then I was mad about having a sty, and then once the sty cleared up, I got a cold and was mad about having a cold, and you can probably still hear in my voice that I had a cold. Who gets a cold in June? All that aside, this is a great time for me to introduce myself. What more do you need to know about me other than that whole tirade, I guess, but either way I'll answer these questions and we can see if something else pops up. The first question, why did you start this channel? I like reading. Surprise! And I guess I kind of just wanted to shout into the void, or speak at a relatively normal volume into the void because I have neighbors. But basically, instead of harassing my friends to read the books that I like or hate or want to talk about so I can harass them with my opinions about those books, I might as well just bother the internet instead. I thought about doing more in-depth reviews on Goodreads or doing a blog or something, but I write all day for work, so it felt like it would be more fun to pick a different creative outlet to get more into the whole, like, book thing, the book community, book culture, the literary elite, as it were. So that brought me here to you. Why do you love reading? It's like watching TV, but it implies that you're smart. I don't know anymore. I went to happy hour with my coworkers before this. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I wasn't made aware that I was supposed to bring fun to Booktube, and that is not something I'm willing to promise. As far as unique, I think it's important for Booktube to hear more from pale brunette overachievers who really like houseplants and have too many coffee mugs. These questions are so sincere. I'm bad at this. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what I can bring to Booktube that's fun and unique. I don't know. I think everyone brings something unique when they're talking about books because no one has the exact same experience reading a book. Everyone brings their own perspectives. Everybody brings their own sort of like imagination and how they picture things and how they interpret things. And that's one of the cool things about reading. People even have different formats that they consume books in. That makes it sound like we're eating books. We're not eating books. If you're, well, maybe someone is. If you're eating books, be careful. But some people are really into collecting books and having these beautiful collections of hardcovers. They get custom dust jackets, they're organizing these gorgeous bookshelves, they're doing hauls, they're amazing. Some people just do audiobooks and that's their whole thing, and they've got their headphones in and don't talk to them. There are the library goblins like myself, who are too cheap and non-committal and move too frequently to amass a huge collection of books, and so then you just are always in another library. And that's all great. As far as fun, no one has promised you fun. Create your own fun. I can't promise you fun. I hope you have fun here. I hope I'm fun. But I'm making no promises. Be the fun you wish to see in the video. Yeah, that's that's all I've got in terms of fun and unique things on Booktube. Was it convincing? I doubt it. When did you start reading? I'm gonna sound like a tool, but I was a very early reader. Shout out to my mom for that one. I should probably apologize to my kindergarten teacher at some point because I very distinctly remember being told to pay attention in class when we were going over our letters, and I said, why? I already know how to read. So I've been the worst this whole time. Welcome. What book or series got you into reading? Does everyone say Harry Potter? Because it was partially Harry Potter, but before that I was really obsessed with Junie B. Jones books. Loved her. I also went through a phase in elementary school with those historical fiction like diaries of young women or sort of older girls, girls who lived in long ago times. There was a set that was all royalty, like Cleopatra and I'm sure Elizabeth I. And then there was also a very similar set about girls throughout the founding of America and kind of like different times in American history. I'm pretty sure those ones were called Dear America, but they were all written like diary entries, so that was kind of cool. But past that, like my teen years, prime dystopia time. I was in the Hunger Games renaissance. We had Hunger Games, Uglies, Maze Runner, Divergent, that I don't think I actually finished. I think I read like the first book in that, but yes, so it was all dystopia all the time. And then interspangled with all the dystopia, I was also reading Ellen Hopkins books. So she wrote, they were short and like chunky, and they were all written in verse, so there were not very many words per page, and they were all like laid out cool, or like the words would like make a shape or something. And the subject matter was just any trigger warning you can think of in fiction verse form. Addiction and abuse and just really dark stuff in a lot of these. And so I was there 14, 15, curled up on my parents' couch with a book called Crank, and the title is spelled out in like lines of crystal meth. And that's how I unwound from a busy day at high school. What a time to be an edgy teen. So that was my youth, but I took a pretty big break from reading for fun through my university years because I was reading so much for class and just doing other college stuff. Marching band. Also drinking. After I graduated, I'd read a couple of books a year, maybe, but I really picked it back up after I finished The Kingkiller Chronicle by Patrick Rothfuss. Finished is a relative term, as any Kingkiller Chronicle fans know, because the books are not done. The series is unfinished and continues to be unfinished. I'm not saying that we should bully people on the internet, but I don't think there's anything wrong with occasionally reminding Patrick Rothfuss, or George R.R. Martin for that matter, Mr. Song of Ice and Fire, we were promised books, and we haven't forgotten. And we won't forget.
Give us books!
But that experience with the Kingkiller Chronicle did get me back into reading and reminded me why I love it so much. And so even if I can't thank Patrick Rothfuss for a completed series, I can at least thank him for that. Thanks, bud. Where do you read? I will read anywhere. I'm slowly training myself to be able to read on my Kindle while walking on the treadmill at the gym, and it's not going as poorly as I expected, which is great. Just watch now that I've said that. Next time I record, I will have tripped while attempting to do that and just sanded half the skin off my face. I'll just be here fully Harvey Dent. I also do some audiobooks, which is nice for cleaning or walking. Probably safer to do audiobooks while walking on the treadmill, but since when have we made the safe choice? But yes, I do like audiobooks. I am a little particular about what I want to listen to as an audiobook versus what I want to read for myself sometimes. If the characters have accents or if there's a foreign language involved, like even a few words here and there, I tend to like the audiobook. Outlander, I did the whole series as audiobooks, The Henna Artist recently audiobook, even Gone with the Wind. So accents are fun with audiobooks. Okay though, I recently finished Mexican Gothic as an audiobook. All the characters in that book are either British or Mexican, and they went with an American English narration, but then she did the accents for dialogue, but it's still American English, and I don't understand that choice, and it was very distracting. Anyway, other places I read. Like I said, I moved to an apartment. I have a nice big balcony. I'm really excited to get a very comfortable and probably very tacky outdoor chair so I can sit out there and read and drink vanilla Coke Zero and whip ice cubes at kids on bikes. What kind of books do you like to read? My taste is pretty broad, and it's getting broader than I think I expected just as I'm trying out different genres like thrillers or contemporary romance. I just maybe am not as hard to please as I previously thought I was. I read a lot of fantasy, a lot of historical fiction. It's probably easier for me to talk about the stuff that I don't like or the stuff I'm just not that interested in. I'm not saying that all self-help and like motivational books are garbage. I've read some that I didn't mind. It's just the sort of space as a whole isn't super interesting to me. I feel like most of them are saying the same thing. It's just with a different face on the cover. Part of this is probably because I'm just a little naturally defiant. If someone says, girl, wash your face, I say, never again. I will never wash my face again, and don't call me girl. Which is kind of an unfortunate attitude, because maybe there is something great. Not in that one. I'm pretty confident there's nothing super groundbreaking in girl, wash your face, just based on what I've seen and heard. It's just rare that one catches my attention. And if you have recommendations in that space, a book that's self-helpy or motivation-y or productivity, feel free to let me know, and I might actually check it out. It's just that I approach them all with a lot of skepticism. So yes, I don't like being told what to do, but I do still like recommendations. I'm also more than comfortable judging books by their cover and or titles. I'm cheap, so my Kindle has ads, which can be tricky because a lot of them are shirtless guys. Even if you don't buy shirtless guy books, just a black and white still image of a shirtless dude like biting his lip. And it's like, this is an ad for a book. It's a little irritating when my 3-year-old niece opens the cover of my Kindle and goes, who's that? It's not ideal when your godchild is asking you about shirtless guys on what's supposed to be a book. It's supposed to be for reading. This is for education. But it's fine. I get screensaver ads also for a book called Cowgirl Fallen for the Single Dad. Fallen, not falling. Fallen. That's how you know she's a cowgirl. Fallen for the Single Dad. I wonder what that book is about. I'm intrigued. I wonder what could possibly occur within that piece of literary fiction. I cannot wait to read it and find out. However, I also get ads for a series called the 40 Proof series, and titles include Midlife Demon Hunter and Midlife Vampire Hunter and so on. And I assume, based on context clues, it's a series of books about a woman in her 40s who has taken up paranormal mercenary activities, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm intrigued. Maybe we, as a society, have had enough with heroines in their late teens, early 20s. Goodbye, Bella Swan. Farewell, Feyre something. And hello, Midlife Demon Hunter. I really hope her name is something awesome, like Brenda or Stacy. What are you most excited for with this new channel? I'm just excited to talk about books. I'm excited to see if people agree with what I have to say about stuff. If people disagree, I want to get some good recommendations. I hope there's good conversation between me and other people. Yeah, my expectations are absolutely on the ground. My expectations are below the surface of the earth. So I'm gonna be stoked if it's even sort of okay. What questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? On a tactical level, I'd ask if they had any feedback or advice for my videos. That would be scary and vulnerable. On a more personal level, I want to know what books they're reading and not talking about. I want to know if they have like secret guilty pleasure books, the ones that are objectively bad, that they fully enjoy reading but don't want to talk about. Somebody out there on this website is reading Amish romances and not telling us about it, and I want to know who it is. What challenges will be the hardest to overcome with this Booktube channel? Consistent uploading, finding time to record and edit in between doing other things required of being a human being and member of society, and like maintaining relationships and personal hygiene and stuff. Getting people to watch might be another challenge, but nothing compares to the challenge of having to look at my own face and listen to my own voice while editing a video. No one deserves that. Hi future self, are you having fun editing this video? Bet you're not. Edit that out. So there we go. That's me being a Booktube newbie. Feels like I'm probably gonna lose my voice again. If you are also a Booktube newbie, please leave me a comment. I would love to check out your channel, subscribe to your channel, see what you're reading, see what you're talking about, let you know what I think about what you're talking about. Maybe we could be friends, maybe we could hold hands. I'm really excited to just kind of see what everybody else is up to. I've got some more ideas for stuff that I want to record, but in the meantime, thanks for hanging out. Would love to see you subscribe. And we've got some fun stuff in the works. I look forward to seeing you in the next video if you show up. Bye!